Hola señoritas y señores, welcome to my wedding lessons. I am Hugo Alejandro, your Colombian wedding consultant, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 mistakes that I have seen couples make in the planning and day of their weddings. These honestly deserve a video for each of them, if not more, but for now I just want to throw them out there and reach you as soon as possible so that hopefully I can sway you against them, because 9 times out of 10 they end up in a train wreck. So with that, again, let's take a minute to relax, dream, and enjoy. I want you to go find the drink of your choice, a quiet spot, and let's get started with my wedding lessons. Alright, if you have already had your wedding, please don't be offended. If you are planning it, I hope I can sway you. But yeah, these are the top 10 mistakes in reverse order of importance that I have seen people make at their weddings. And with that, we're gonna rush through them because it's a lot of content, and I'm gonna follow up with more detailed videos later on. But mistake number 10. Doing a mock grand exit. I cannot tell you how many times we had a promising party already underway, and a mock grand exit meant everybody left, or most people. So anyways, be very careful. We'll talk about it in more detail, but there are times when you need one, but for the most part, they will definitely be risky and may end up in the party being over. So just know that. With that, let's move on to mistake number 9. Competing with holidays or work schedules, even sunlight, doing it at the wrong time of the day. You can send different messages with different dates, different times of the year, and again, it's not worth competing with big dates unless it's maybe New Year's. But again, too much detail, but it is very tricky, very risky. You got to give people enough time to get off work, enough time to plan, and get ready. So competing against holidays is just not advisable, and doing things too early to where people can't get off work if it's a weekday, then it's also very, very risky. With that, let's move on to the next tip, and it's number 8, hoping for good weather. This is a bad mistake. So many times I have been in a situation where there wasn't a plan B, and the weather absolutely switched things up so much that we were thrown off, and party just ended up being completely different than what we hoped for. So anyways, more on that later. With that, number 7 mistake, no comfy shoes or no party dress. This is not a must, but if you really want to wear those high heels, I advise you that you have some sort of other set of shoes that you can change into. And then if your dress that you're wearing for the ceremony is not necessarily dance friendly, and you really want to hit that dance floor, which really helps the DJs, consider a comfy dress to change into. And with that, let's move on to not having fun drinks. That's the number 6 mistake I see. Sometimes it's really worth it to have even a mocktail. If you don't like alcohol, I get it, but mocktails go a long ways even, but that can set the tone and the fun vibe for the night. So think about it. With that, let's move on to the number 5 mistake that I see, and it's the wrong food to drink ratio. You gotta feed people and you gotta give them some drinks, but too much or not enough of one or the other can be detrimental to the success of the party portion of the evening, which is what I can speak of with authority. And let's move on to the number 4 mistake, and we're getting almost to number 1, but inviting the wrong crowd. Man, this is an art and even a science, but you gotta invite enough fun people to make sure that the tail end of the evening is going to be just a great party. But sometimes, family feuds and uncomfortable situations, we're going to talk about that in more detail. But yeah, keep in mind that you need enough people to party with. And there are certain formulas and things that I'm going to teach you in that regard. With that, let's move on to the top 3. Cheap MC or entertainment. Goodness gracious. I mean, we are the loudest people in the room, and so many times people spend thousands on everything else and go cheap on the DJ or on the band, and there's not really an MC that can help you with the flow of events. That's a detrimental mistake. We're literally the loudest guy in the room, so make sure that you know what you're getting into when it comes to your entertainment for the evening. And top 2, this is a very close second, but not hiring a coordinator is sometimes absolutely detrimental. I would highly advise you, and especially for the enjoy portion of my purpose with this channel, if you want to enjoy your wedding, I would tell you that having a coordinator and a planner is vital to getting to the point where you're actually at your wedding enjoying it. And the top mistake that I believe people make is booking the wrong venue. There's so much to talk about when it comes to that. Please be careful. Too big, too small, not enough parking, no air conditioning, too far out of town. There's just so many things to keep in mind. But anyways, I hope that with those top 10, I can maybe help you a little bit in the planning of your upcoming wedding or event. And with that, again, don't forget that we are needing your help with liking, subscribing, and sharing so that we can get to 1,000 fans as soon as possible and we can take this channel to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed what I had to share with you today, and we will see you very, very soon at the next My Wedding Lessons.